Hello and welcome everyone to 7/4/2011, the 7 marketing methods that you need to be using over the course of the next 12 months to make sure that your practice is surviving and thriving. I'm Nick Jervis, thank you for joining me. I hope to make this next hour, up to an hour. I won't go over it because I know you're busy, but I hope to make the next hour very useful, very practical and very enjoyable for you. And hopefully it will go nicely along with those sandwiches you've got there, cheese and tomato. Very nice. I hope you enjoy. Who would like to make double their income or double their profits this year? Who would like to see their practice grow beyond the levels it has done previously? Well, let me tell you, it is completely achievable. You can set your targets, you can make it happen. I worked with several firms last year that saw fantastic growth. One firm from a small marketing activity added £10,000 profit cost per month, which wasn't there before. Another firm for a different marketing activity built up a whole new department with 3 or 4 fee earners. I say 3 or 4 because there's a couple of part-timers. So it is completely possible for you to not only get by at the moment, but to grow your practice and make it far more successful. And what I want to share with you are ways that you can do this. And what I've got for you at the end is something I've never done before, and is slightly mad. I've got an insane offer for you to make your life easy, and it's ridiculously cheap. So I'd urge you to stay on for that because I've never done this before. But there's certain reasons which I'll explain during the course of the webinar why I wanted to make this offer, and I think you'll be quite surprised by it. So please do stick with me to the end. So what are we going to cover today? I'm going to go through the 7 marketing methods. Some of them, I hope you are using some of them, but I absolutely guarantee from my experience of working with hundreds of solicitors that you're not using all of them, and that's where you'll see the difference. So my job is to persuade you to start using all of them. The other thing I will tell you as we go through them is that you don't have to be an expert in marketing to do this. There is help out there. I'll show you how you can get the help by completely outsourcing it, or how you can do a lot of it yourself by just obtaining the information that you need to be able to carry it out. So I'll go through all that. I'll give you this special bonus I mentioned about, show you how you can get hold of that, and show you the simple way to really make this happen. The other thing I want to say to you is that I will give you a full resources pack with a PDF of the slides, and also a resources pack where I'll show you everything that I refer to in the slides. I'll show you how you can get hold of it. There's some free resources, there's some paid for resources. Obviously, I'll give you the list and you can have a look through and decide what will work for you. So take some notes by all means, but the slides you'll get are resources afterwards, so don't worry about writing down website addresses. I will send those to you. A bit of background about me. I'm not going to go into detail because if you're on my marketing tips list, then you probably heard all you ever want to hear about me, and the only person I'd like to hear more is my mother, and as she can just about operate the telephone, but nowhere near a computer, she's not listening, so I won't go into detail about that because it may be new to you. The one thing I would say is that the important things on our Samson Consulting First Place Loyalty Law. Everything I'm going to tell you about today, I use in all of those businesses. I practice what I preach, I test all of this stuff, and then I share the results and success and failures with you so you know what works and what doesn't. So I'm not talking marketing gobbledygook. I'm giving you practical, usable, really helpful tools that will help you to grow your business. The other thing I'd say is those other businesses now require all of my time pretty much. I've got some regular consultancy clients. I haven't taken on consultancy clients for some time now. Because I simply haven't got the time. My consultancy book is full. So the way I now give my information is through webinars and through the products and services I provide, which can be purchased from the website. That's how you get the advice and information, which I know works and which will make your practice grow. So at the moment, there's obviously challenges. We've got the October 11 new competitors coming in, and people that want to bring in different ways of doing things. We've got Jackson trying to do his best to bring down the personal injury side of the profession. We've got building societies trying to do their best to bring down the small conveyancing practices. So we seem to have no end of people desperate to make sure that lawyers just can't make any money, which seems a little bit harsh to me, particularly when it's the politicians that most of them have made their money in the legal profession. But there are ways that you can still make this work. Alongside all these challenges and changes to the profession, there's also opportunities, because whenever new players do come into a market, it does generally increase the size of the market and increase the awareness of the service and offerings that are available to people within that sector. So there really are opportunities still out there for you, and they will be created for you. The economy, I didn't realise that this is something similar to a Walt Disney quote, but it's one of my own. You can't choose a recession, but you can very much choose not to be part of it. And I deliberately chose last year to completely ignore the recession and to do everything that I planned to do with my business, and everything worked to plan. So it is a mindset. We can be dragged down by negative papers, which I try to avoid, but there are still massive opportunities for you out there. And one thing you have to be doing is to follow my profit flowcast model. And if you don't know it, very briefly, I talk about your profits being your flow. That's the blue river in the middle. That's where all your profits are in your business. Now, if you only have one or two tributaries feeding that river of profit, it's only going to be so big. It's only by constantly adding new methods and bringing work into your practice, new marketing methods, that you can actually make your river in the middle really fat, flowing fast, and bringing you lots of profits. And that's why I wanted to go through 7 with you today and show you how easy it is to actually make this happen. Okay, now I'm going to try a bit of interaction with you, so hopefully you haven't yet fallen asleep. I've got a poll, I've got a question for you. Now, the first method I always start with, and amazingly enough, one that solicitors still aren't doing regularly, generally, is talking to your existing clients. And I'm going to give you some novel ways that you could do that, some things that you won't have thought about before, but which work a treat. First, I want to ask you a question. And if you can click on your screen, please, and we'll hopefully get some answers to this. How often do you communicate with your clients? And this isn't on a matter related. It's not writing to them about the matter or what's going on. It's talking to them about everything that you offer, about all the services you offer, how much you can do for them, and this is existing clients, but also past clients. How often are you doing this? So I'm getting the votes coming in, so it's looking very interesting. I'll share them with you once everyone's clicked, and we'll have a look. But generally, in my experience, it's never enough. And I want to give you some things that you can be saying. It doesn't have to be hard. I've got so many practical ways of making this happen for you. So I'm very keen to sort of go through those with you. So let's have a look at those results now. Still a couple more coming in. Right, well, the results were, I'm not sure I'm showing that on your screen. There we go, I can share that with you now. So, there you can see, once a week, no one's doing once a week, once a fortnight, no one's up to that much, once a month, that's absolutely where you should start. If you haven't started, as some of you haven't, as we can see, 16% haven't started, then once a month is a really good starting point. So, set yourself a target, starting once a month communications with past clients, and I'll show you a simple software you can use to do this. Once a year, 62%, that again is better than nothing. Birthday card, Christmas card, something to remind your clients you're there, and then suddenly 16% never. So I need to work on that with you. I promise you that if I could just get you doing this year, you will see dramatic improvement in work coming into your business. And I think we'll agree that that would be a very good thing, and we'll get some more clients picking up the phone to you and asking for your help. All right, let me shut that down for you. So we've established we're not talking to our clients enough. Why should you be talking to your clients? The most important thing is it builds client loyalty. If you're not talking with your clients on a regular basis, if you're not communicating with them, educating them about your offerings, but also educating them about the legal market, then other people are going to come and take them away from you. You're making it easy for competitors to come in and steal your clients now. I want you to ring fence those clients. I want you to put a big fence around those clients and say, hands off, these are mine, I'm looking after them, get your mitts off and go and find someone else's clients. Find a lawyer that's not on Nick Jones's list who hasn't been nagging them for years to keep hold and look after their clients. Go and get their clients, not mine, I've looked after them, because that's what you need to be doing. The other thing is it generates instructions instantly. It brings you new work on a regular basis, and I'll give you some examples of that. My favourite one, it allows you to charge more. If you're only attracting inquiries to you from people who are ringing round, are going on Google, are having a look about, they are going to shop around, they're going to look at price and be much more price sensitive. If you drive people back to you from your own mailing list, I promise you, it's much easier to sell to them. They're not ringing around, they're easier to convert. They're already sold on you, they know you're good people, they know you've helped them in the past, you've kept in touch with them, you've given them good advice, good information, and I'll show you what you need to be saying to them. It's easy. It is easy now because there is so much software out there to make your job easy. And we'll look at some of that software, and I'll put it in the resources pack for you. And that software costs next to nothing. Okay, it's very easy to either integrate it with your existing software or to just run it separately. It's a simple piece of software to use. So this is definitely something that you need to be looking at and need to be doing. What are you going to say if you decide to say, okay, well, Nick, you've nagged me enough, I'm going to start doing this. What am I going to say to all of these clients? Here's some ideas. Help sheets. What your clients don't know is how the process works, how to move house, how do I make a will. And the solicitors a lot of times say to me, well, if we tell them that, they won't need us. But that's not the case. You need to prove your expertise. All the marketing methods I teach are about making sure that you prove your expertise to all of your clients. And so you need to give them as much information as possible and as much assistance as possible. So offer them help sheets. If you send out a quotation, include these help sheets to help you convert new clients into new prospects into clients. You should be giving them comments on the news. You've got a royal wedding coming up, so there's plenty of opportunities for marriage, prenuptial agreements, civil partnerships. There's all sorts of opportunities in the press for you to be able to talk about the news, and commenting on the news is excellent. I'll show you more reasons why when we get on to other subjects. Special offers, seasonals, make a will before holidays. You're going to fly, you might die, so make a will, protect your assets. You're going to start a business, sack the boss in January. No one wants a job in January. Everyone wants to do their own thing because nobody wants to go back to the same routine. So there's a great opportunity to tell people about business startups. Monthly newsletter. When I say newsletter, I'm very careful about my choice of words. It's monthly updates, monthly information. You can combine the help sheets, the comments on news, special offers with short, sharp legal updates and bits of information using all the stuff above. I put marketing leverage there, and I'm very much in favour of doing something once and using it in your marketing activities 100 times. It makes your job a heck of a lot easier, and I know your time is busy. So there's one thing I'll show you later which is massively all about marketing leverage, in which if you just followed that as a plan, it would make you have a successful practice guaranteed. Other people's content, get accountants, estate agents, surveyors. They probably are keeping in touch with their clients. You can take their content, put it into yours. They're happy because you're promoting their services. You're happy because you're getting extra content, and it's giving more useful information to your clients. And piggyback news stories, and there's massive benefits of piggybacking news stories. Let me show you a Google clip from the search on Golden Globes, which I did yesterday. The Golden Globes were on Sunday, and already you can see in the middle of the screen here, news for Golden Globe. There's Daily Mirror, Telegraph from Belfast, Rediff, which is a website, and there will also be press releases and other news items on there. Now, you could be on there if there was a legal article and you comment on that, put a press release out online. That could be you on page 1 of Google search within 1 day or 2 days of the article. Now, how useful would that be for you? On First Claims, I commented, I did just this on the when Leslie Ash was talking on telly about her MRSA story. I did a press release about it, gave our comments on it, and one day on First Claims we had about 200 people on the site because she was on Loose Women. People went onto Google, typed in Leslie Ash, and landed straight on First Claims. We were top of the page because we put that news article on there. So it works very, very powerfully. Now, you have to be looking for opportunities to comment on news, which gets you onto Google, gets information on your website, but also updates your clients and shows them you have got your finger on the legal pulse. What sort of results can you get this? Well, when we launched a petition through Loyalty Law, we were able to use both First Claims and Loyalty Law client databases to get people to go to that petition. On Samson Consulting, why are you here today? You're here because I told you about this webinar, you've been on my mailing list, you decided you might be able to learn something, it could be quite helpful, and so you've joined me on the webinar, and I'm very grateful for that. And I've got solicitors doing this at least every single month. I push them to do more because I'm like that. I'm a bit of a nag. And every time they send something out, clients get in touch. Not every time leading to instructions, but it's building communication. And the more you can get your clients coming back to you, coming back to your website for more advice and more help, the better it is. So it's a proven, successful, and very useful method. How do you do it? Well, you can outsource, and I'm constantly approached by people that provide ready-made newsletters and content for solicitors, and I have and I'm asked if I'll recommend them, and I'll get paid commission, and you know, it's easy. It would be easy commission, but I can't bring myself to do it, and the main reason is because of the content. The content is normally the same content for ABC and Co. as it is for DEF and Co. and GHI and Co. And the whole thing about any form of marketing, if you listen to any of my emails, is it has to be personality driven. It has to be about you. It has to be about why you're different, why you're the best person to help your clients, why you can show them the success and the results that they need, not general content that everyone's putting out. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't generally work. I'm not a fan of it. It's not the best thing for you. Then there's the cost. It'll be £200–300 a month if you're doing it half decently. That's a fair amount of money. Now, I'm much more in favour of showing you how to create your own content, as we're doing now, showing you simple ways of doing it, leveraging that content, and I'll come on to that more. And that is certainly something that I'm always doing in marketing for solicitors, because I know how important this is to you. As you saw from the polls, no one, I would say, is doing it enough. Once a month is the bare minimum, but it should be more. You need to talk to your clients more. Okay. Next, I want to look at joint ventures, or referrals, as you may refer to them. Now, I love this one because the main reason is you've got referrers out there that are already sending you instructions, so they like you. So they've already got clients that could be your clients. They've got people that could be using your services. So if you find new referrers just like the ones already referring to you, you can get more work from them. It's simple. It doesn't have to cost, and I'll look at ways of giving value without just paying referral fees, which are always best to be avoided if you can. It can bring you a steady stream of new client referrals month after month. If you've got one referrer referring to you now, imagine adding another. Go back to my profit flow cast. Imagine adding another 1, another 5, another 10, another 10 ways or 20 ways of adding new referrals to your system. How effective would that be if you've got more referrers giving you more clients every single month? It would be very useful. They're warm leads, again, because they're coming recommended. They're less likely to shop around. They're much more likely to say, yes, please, we want your services, less likely to query price because they've come recommended. And in all the surveys I see about legal services, people still want a recommended solicitor. That's still very important to them. It's free. If you're not paying referral fees, apart from your time in setting up and establishing a relationship, it doesn't cost you money to do this, and yet it is very effective. The time-consuming element, if you're just maintaining relationships, is not vast. It's a brilliant return for very little investment. So what can you offer if you're not going to pay a referral fee? What can you be giving to the referrer that's useful to them? Well, they're in the same position as you, so they've got to keep talking to their clients. So you can make a special offer for them to present to their clients, something that their clients can only get because they're recommending you. You can offer to give them content. You can offer to provide a teleseminar or webinar, or go along to their offices and do a presentation one evening about an area of law, making it relevant, informative, simple to understand. You can offer to give them content, write an article for their newsletter. And you can give advice and guides on topics of legal interest that are relevant to their client base, which can be co-branded, and as always will include an offer from you. So there's lots of different ways that you can be giving help and giving assistance. And let's say I'll give you these slides in the PDF so you can have a think about these at length afterwards. So how do you set up joint ventures? You need to have a system. You need to decide if I'm going to get referrals this year, and I promise you should be doing so, how many are you going to target each month? How many new referrers do you want to take on board each month? You've got to set that goal. You've got to then monitor results and make sure that you keep on following up and keep on following up. If you've got existing referrers, the saddest thing I see time after time again is solicitors having good referral relationships and then suddenly saying 6 months later, why aren't they referring to us anymore? What happened to them? We used to get quite a lot of clients from them. To maintain the relationship, if you don't keep in touch with your referrers, if you don't make sure they're happy, then you will lose them. They will be courted by somebody else and they will go elsewhere. And this year it's about making sure you protect what you have got and increasing what you've got as well to make sure it's going to be a steady stream of new clients for you. It's vital that you maintain a relationship. In marketing for solicitors, I'm constantly coming up with new ideas and new ways that you can keep in touch with referrers, grow referrals from referrers, and keep more business, keep easy business coming your way. The next method you've got to be doing this year, pay-per-click advertising. This is always an interesting one to me because you'll see my beautiful writing there. Pay-per-click is at the top 3 search terms and down the right-hand side. So I've done a search on solicitors marketing, but it would be the same if I search for solicitors Reading, Birmingham, personal injury solicitors, conveyancing solicitors, business solicitors. You would get these results, and you get the ones the top 3 on the right-hand side, and these are all the pay-per-click results circled in blue. And 9 times out of 10 when I tell solicitors you've really got to be using pay-per-click advertising, I get a response which is, it won't work. I don't click on those ads, so nobody else is. Well, they are. They absolutely are. I'm going to show you how on the next slide. But before I do that, I just wanted to ask how many of you are actually using pay-per-click. I'm going to give you another poll and ask you if you would be so kind to give me an idea of, are you using it at the moment? Have you used it and have given up, or did you try it, didn't work, and you've stopped? And you're getting much quicker at this. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. It's really good to get some instant feedback. And I think we're largely there. Just a couple more of you to tell me whether you're using this. Okay, excellent. Right, let's share these results. And it's quite surprising to me that 21%, only 21% are using pay-per-click on an ongoing basis. Crikey, there's a massive opportunity for you there. Absolutely huge opportunity. And this is what I thought. It's so helpful to get feedback because I don't know any of my clients that I don't nag, pester, scream at, shout at, and help, of course, to use pay-per-click, and they all have it working successfully for them in one shape or form. Some are spending a few £100s, some are spending tens of thousands of pounds because it works. And if the beauty of pay-per-click is that the instant measurement it gives you, which I'll show you, that you can spend £1 and you can show it made you £100 in fees, you carry on doing it. It's instant return on investment. So I will show you why it's so important that you are using pay-per-click. The box in red, search engine marketing, I will come on to as well, so I'm not going to leave anything uncovered here. So the instancy of pay-per-click, why it's such a powerful method. If you decided today to set up pay-per-click, by this afternoon, assuming you've got a website, which obviously this does assume that you do have, you could be sending traffic to that website. You could be making your phone ring and generating new instructions. There is nothing as instant and as powerful as pay-per-click marketing. And it's pull marketing, it's not push marketing. When you advertise in the paper or you advertise on the television, you're forcing people to get off their backsides and to pick up the phone. And we found with loyalty bills, certainly with television advertising, that by doing that, when you're actually forcing someone to get up and make a decision to call you, the quality of the referral, the quality of that call is usually a lot less. Now, it's a completely different situation if Joe Boggs is sitting at home and decides, actually, I'm going to go and find a solicitor. I want to do something about this litigation, this dispute. I want to do something about moving home. I'm going to go online and I'm going to find a conveyancing solicitor in Manchester. Now, because they've typed in that search, they have made the decision to look for a solicitor. The chance of them then actually going on and contacting you is much higher than if you're trying to push them from a newspaper advertisement. So if you're still advertising in newspapers, if you're still advertising in Yellow Pages, whoa, pull that back, spend the money on pay-per-click in the next year. If you make it work, it will pay you back on an ongoing basis. It is a fantastic resource. You can turn it on and off. It's simple to turn it on and off. I don't think you'd want to, because once you get it working for you, you keep on doing it, because if you're spending £100, it's bringing in 1,000, or if you're spending 1,000, it's bringing in 10,000, then you're going to keep doing it, because why would you send away the new clients the new instructions? If you still need convincing, can $160 billion be wrong? That's Google's valuation. And most of that comes from pay-per-click. That is the model that has launched Google to where it exists, because it is such a powerful form of advertising. Now bear in mind that pay-per-click only works when someone clicks on one of those advertisements. You pay a click charge, and that can be anything from a few pence to 10 or 20 pounds if you're in the accident market. But you decide what that budget is, you decide how much you want to spend, you're in complete control of it, and Google even gives you extra tools to show you how you can manage your spend, how you can improve it, how you can get better results, and how it can really work for you. So there is absolutely nothing to risk, but a whole load to be gained by using Google pay-per-click advertising. And from those results, I was kind of staggered. I thought it would be a low number, but to see that sort of 6-7%, I think if you haven't used pay-per-click, please do try it. The other thing I like about it, one of my favourite saying, no treasure without measure. The ability, as I said, to be able to measure instantly. I've spent £5, it's generated new instructions, crikey, I must do more of this, and you must. Pay-per-click is definitely one of those areas you have to be using this year to make your business more profitable. Is it worth it? Well, look at this slide. I've just pulled up one. I've got a lot of content to get through, and I do want to show you a lot of stuff today to show you practically what's going on out there. But this is the Google Keywords AdWord tool, which I'll put in your resources pack, so you don't need to worry about trying to find out where it is. And in this box at the top, you type in anything up there. So I put in solicitors, and it shows you across Google how many people are typing this in. And if you go to local monthly searches, UK, 1.5 million per month, featuring the term solicitors. That's the people typing into Google, yes, I'm looking for solicitors. Now, that is a lot of people, I think you'll agree. And they are going there now instead of Yellow Pages. Who gets the Yellow Pages out anymore? Nobody does. That's because people's buying behaviour, people's buying habits have completely changed. The web has transformed people's ability to get information and to find service providers. And so it's a method that works incredibly well. If you look at this search, which I did yesterday for Manchester solicitors, you'll see the top 3 of the pay-per-click results. Now, if I did that search into Google and I clicked on Irwin Mitchell at the top, that would cost them money. I would imagine it's probably about 50-75p for Manchester solicitors, might be slightly more because it's quite a competitive legal hotbed up there. So they are paying to be up there, and they are paying them with Irwin Mitchell, a bigger firm. They are monitoring that return on investment and making sure that if they're spending their £1,000 a month, it's bringing more in terms of fees than it's costing them. So it's well worth them doing it. So imagine if that was your firm up there. If you're in Manchester, or if you're in Birmingham, or if you're in a small town, is your website coming up when someone types in where I am Nailsy Solicitors? Is it coming up? If not, you are missing countless people that are looking for legal services right now at this very moment in time, but they can't find you. You're hidden from them. The holy grail is to be found not only up here, but in the search engine marketing results here, and I'll show you how you can do that as well, because these 2 areas are 2 that you really should be mastering this year. I mean, any one of the 7 I'm sharing with you, you really must be doing all of them this year, but any one of them could make a significant difference to the profitability and success of your practice. So what results have I seen? Well, countless results, but £300 spend a month generating over £10,000 in profit costs. Would you do that if that was an option for you? Would you look at doing that, spending that money and getting that return on investment? I think most people would. A new department created from a pay-per-click campaign, and Loyalty Law is relying heavily, spending tens of thousands of pounds every month on pay-per-click and starting to see much, much better results. It takes time, it takes effort. Very competitive accident claims, but it is achievable. I mean, if you're in the personal injury sector, even if you just did local marketing, so your town name followed by solicitors and a million variations of the same, it would be worth it. There are results out there for you. As I say, every client I've worked with, at any time, I will not let them get away with not using pay-per-click advertising, because it works, and it works so well. So how do you do it? Well, if you're going to outsource, the management fee is likely to be at £500 per month. Now, for smaller firms, it's not going to be viable. It's unlikely to be viable unless you've got a big budget. But there is, you absolutely can do it yourself. Google gives you loads of tools to do so, and I give you a lot of tools in marketing solicitors to do so, and a lot of my free marketing tips are about pay-per-click, and I'll be doing some more about that because it is such a powerful powerful way of bringing in new business. The reason I really like pay-per-click is because I showed you Owen Mitchell in that example. Everyone knows they're a big firm, and I'm not sure if anyone's on from Owen Mitchell. If you are, hello. But if you're a smaller firm, which is my background, you could beat Owen Mitchell's at their own game, because generally I find the smaller firms, the business owners can get into pay-per-click, start to understand it, and get better results, because the larger firms tend to outsource. And I know that the person doing this job the best will be the owner of the business, or the owners of the business. So there are huge opportunities for you here. I mentioned pay-per-click, search engine marketing when we're talking about pay-per-click. That's the results on the left-hand side, and I'll show you some examples in a minute. But let me explain why this is another fantastic, phenomenal, powerful way of generating traffic. And again, a method that for smaller firms you can get fantastic results. Same reason, someone's going online and choosing to look for a solicitor, and they're finding you. So you're already ahead of the game. They've put in the result, they put in the town name of the solicitor, Birmingham Solicitors, you've come up, they've clicked on your website, they're finding information that they were looking for. It's free. I use that term fairly loosely because you do need to actually do something with your website. You need to add content to it, and I'll show you examples of how you can do that. But aside from your time, you can get results without employing a search engine marketing company. It can be incredibly fast. What's very interesting now is that people are using much longer term keywords. And I pulled up a couple there that from my Samson consulting site. How to drum up conveyancing business. Well, I've obviously got some musical solicitors out there that are looking at getting more clients to them and want to bang the drum and make the door open and people come through. How to generate personal injury cases, how to grow a law firm. Perhaps for the employers of you out there, a lot of people are now typing in, how do I set up a solicitor's practice? Hopefully that's not your staff, but the point here is that the people are starting to type in much longer term keywords. And this is great for you. And the reason this is great for you is because you can get results of long-term keywords really quickly. It doesn't take months or years as some of the more competitive ones like conveyancing system might take. You can get results with these very quickly. And there's some examples of search results we had on royalty law, claiming on house insurance for a leak from shower through the ceiling into kitchen. Now it's not relevant to this subject, but look how long that search term is. People are typing in longer and longer search terms, which means that you can be targeting these longer term search terms using that Google AdWords keyword tool. You can type in your area of law, conveyancing, solicitor, and it will bring back all sorts of searches that people are putting into Google. Choose the longer term keywords, choose ones with more than 3 words, and you will start to get results, and you'll be able to see results coming through by using longer term search terms. So there are some amazing opportunities out there for you to get results with this. Sorry, 50% of traffic goes to the first 3 search engine marketing positions. So if you look at the solicitor's marketing search on this page, Samson Consulting are position 1 and 2. I've been doing this for quite a while. I've got lots of competitors entered my market in the last few years, but they haven't been around as long as I have, and it will take them some time to knock me off my perch because I've been doing this for a long time, and hopefully I know what I'm doing, which is why I'm in position 1 and 2. But if you're in the first 3 positions, you are likely to get half of the traffic. Now you can see all the pay-per-click traffic there, but people favour the left-hand side. People know that pay-per-click is advertising. They will go there if they can't find what they're looking for on the left. So that's why pay-per-click marketing does work, but the place you really want to be is on the left-hand side. Now, how on earth do you get there? How do you do this? Well, I'll just show you that I've managed to do it for some of my clients, Grey Heap Holt there. Not only are they in a 3rd position there, that's Google Places, and I'm going to give you the resource for Google Places in the resources pack. But in the 2nd, the largest circle, red, that is the 1st position of organic search. They're in 1st position for their town and their firm name. Does that bring them inquiries and business? Yes, of course it does. You should be in the same place, and let's look at how you get there. First of all, let's look at a couple of results. 3,000 to 8,000 visits a month over a course of a year just by doing what I'm going to show you now. So they one firm increased their traffic, more than doubled it, a small niche practice, and brought them a lot of business. First Claims generates most of its traffic organically from search engine marketing. And the most important thing for me is it reduces the reliance on third-party referrals. It stops the reliance on having to ask other people to feed work in. Now that's a big benefit. It puts the control back to you, gives you the power over bringing new business into your practice. How does this work? Google likes content. If you think about this, what's Google trying to do? It's trying to give the best search results for anyone using the web. So if I type in Reading solicitor, I want to find a Reading solicitor. That's what I'm looking for. How does Google work out? Well, you need pages on your website with content. You want about 400 words at least per page. And if you're thinking, well, some people don't like to read long sales pages, long content, that's wrong again. What you do is give people headlines, give people bullet points, break it up, but you have to give people enough information to find what they're looking for. If you've got someone who just likes to skim, they'll skim the headlines, they'll skim the bullet points, but Google needs those 400 words per page to have an idea of what you're talking about. You need to use the keywords, so if you're going for a long-term keyword search, like how do I find a Reading solicitor, that would be your title of the page, and that would be included in the content of the page. And once you've done all that, if your site's built correctly, and I'll give you the HTML site checker link, I'll just add that to my resources list, which tells you whether your site is built correctly and shows you if you've got any problems. Then the next thing you need is you need links from other websites. There are good links and bad links, as George Bush knows all about. And there was a lovely campaign when he was in office that people linked to George Bush's homepage on the White House using the keyword miserable failure. So they would put miserable failure on their website and that would link straight through to George Bush's page. So for a time, whenever you clicked on the search term miserable failure, you went straight to George Bush's page. Now, that may seem a bit harsh, but the point is, as underlined in red in the orange box, a link counts as Google looks at how often a site is linked to for a key phrase. So in that position, miserable failure, lots of sites, the first one coming up was George Bush, so Google put it to the top of the results. Now, if you were a medical negligence solicitor, you would link the keywords medical negligence solicitor and get similar results. So you need to put this content onto Google. You need to put it onto article websites that link back to you, and I'm going to show you some examples of that now because that might sound like gold with Google. And again, I'll give you these resources in the resources pack. And that will generate links back to your website. You rise up Google Charts. It's nice and easy, isn't it? And it is that easy. It really can be that easy. Don't be baffled by the science of search engine marketing. It doesn't have to be hard. You can get results without any help. If you just took the information today, or if you use my own marketing solicitors, you don't have to outsource and spend a fortune. So I mentioned you have to put content on your website, and then you have to put it onto article websites. eSignArticles.com is the biggest article website. So practicing what I preach, I've done this for my law firm marketing, perfectly marketed solicitors, practicing 12 months as one of my articles. You can see Nick Jervis there, and it's on the eSignArticles site. Then the content goes out here, and they make their money from putting adverts on there, but don't worry too much about it here, because what we're after mainly is the power of the link back to your website. Then at the bottom of that, I've linked back to my website with the term legal marketing and law firm marketing. I'm just testing the American market to see if they like me. I know I've got people from Australia. Welcome today. I don't know if I've got anyone from America, but if I have, welcome to you too. I hope my tips work equally well for you over there, and I'm pretty sure they do, especially with Google. So that works for me, and for you, there's people doing this for personal injury, medical negligence, moving house, wills, every type of legal service, business services, litigation, disputes. The important thing is that you link back to your site through the chosen keywords. So this article, this person is targeting the term medical negligence. They're trying to get to the top of Google for the term medical negligence. Now that's going to be very competitive. They'll have to push first claims out of the way first, but that's what they're targeting. So that's what you call a short-term, short-tail keyword. That's going to take you longer to get results, whereas if I'd gone for law firm marketing tips up here, that would be quicker. So these are the search terms that, as a smaller practice, that you want to be looking for to get the results, to see your practice going in the right direction. Now, the next slide is I'm very proud of this, so I'm going to build it up a bit. But it just shows you, I talk about marketing leverage all the time because I know you're busy. I know you haven't got an infinite amount of time. You have got a finite amount of time. I know you have to become a master of marketing to become a master of your business. If you don't, then you won't be as successful as you want to be. But I'm always looking for shortcuts in an ethical and morally safe way. Now, this next slide gives you the power of marketing leverage in a nutshell. And again, this will be in the resources pack because it's vital. If you just look how powerful, if you do one thing, so we talked about writing an article to go on your website. Now we've said already in section 1, talk to your existing clients. You can send that article to your existing clients, so it's useful information for them. But look what else you can do with it. So if we put the article onto your website in the middle, let's go to number 1. You can use that article, you can blog about the forthcoming release of it. So you can say, I'm currently writing an article about moving house, the 10 biggest mistakes people make. But then once you've created the article, you can create several blog posts on each of those mistakes, a separate blog post. So there's actually 2 in number 1. Number 2, you can include it as inserts of quotations to clients, to prospects, people coming to you and asking for your help. You put this information in there to show what experts you are. You submit your article, which is in a resources pack, which is a service that sends your article out to loads of different article websites to generate those links that I showed you for the term medical negligence or law firm marketing. It generates those links back to you. So the software to make this easier for you, it doesn't have to be hard, and my job is to make sure it isn't hard. And number 4, you can put batches of your articles together. And batches of articles on your site or in information packs, they prove that you are experts in the subject. You can even turn them into books. And proof of expertise allows you to sell more, but also to charge more. Now that generally I find is a good thing. Number 5, you put the articles onto your article website. It generates traffic to your website because people will research, will type in the search term, and if it's a long-term keyword, the article covers it and it'll land on your website. Now, is that person likely to send to a prospect? Very likely if it's a very highly targeted keyword. Number 6, convert is a press release for online and offline distribution. So use it for your local press, send it to online press sites, get in that news search that I showed you in slide 1, and I'll show you some online press release sites in the resources pack. Number 7, social media. We're going to come on to that because you've got to be using it. It's not a fad. I can't let it go anymore. You've got to be using social media, so I'm going to come on to that shortly. You can use social media to tweet about the article as you're writing it, and you can announce release of the article and send people to your website, driving more traffic to your website. Number 8, you can batch articles together, put them into a self-published book, or you can have a properly published book by batching them together. Number 9, batch articles together and make them downloadable guides from your website. Put them as a PDF. Don't let people get hold of them unless they give you their email address so you can follow them up. Number 10, put them in a ring binder in reception. When your clients come into reception, one of my massive bugbears, which you haven't realised by now, is if in your reception you do not have about 10 or 15 different items promoting your services, you're missing opportunities because your clients come into reception. Don't give them the Times to read, don't give them the rugby magazine or charity leaflets. Or charity is a good thing, but you can support that later when you've made your millions. Make millions first, then support charity. But for now, your selling area, your reception is your best selling area. If you've not got 10 or 15 different types of resources in there selling your information, selling your services, you're missing out. So have a ring binder of all these articles in reception, put them into different sections for different areas of law. Number 11, printed newsletter. If you're going to turn it into a 2 or 4 page newsletter that you send out to clients every single month, because obviously after today you are going to be talking to clients much more, aren't you? And I'll show you the software you can use to do that. E-newsletter content, I will show you that software. So there's 12 ways, probably about 12 or 14 actually if you look at some of them doubling up. These are ways that you can use one article. So you're thinking at the moment, gosh, I've got to write an article, but then look at all of the benefits that you'll get from using that one article. It's a fantastic way of leveraging your marketing activities. And as I say, that I hope you can see that the power of marketing leverage, doing something once and using it 12, 14 times is much better than doing something once and using it once. So how do you search engine market? You can outsource completely. You're going to pay anything from £2,000 to £10,000 depending who you're going to use. If you understand enough of it, just hopefully I've given you a taster there. That is the basics of if I could say it, see how easy it is? That's the basics of article marketing, which is the core of search engine marketing. So obviously I spend a lot of time on Marketing for Solicitors showing you how you do it, but also showing you how you can outsource everything, every aspect of it, from article marketing to putting it onto your website. There are easier ways for you to do this, and it's my job to give you those easy ways. So that's search engine marketing. We're rushing through because I've realised that time is fast upon us. Social media. You've got to be using social media now. One of the best parts about social media is solicitors still have this tag of not being very easy to approach, not being very easy to get hold of. You've got to change that, and all the surveys that I see always say this. People are still wary of approaching solicitors. Now, social media is a great way of breaking down that tradition, breaking down those barriers. Another thing is the press absolutely love it. Press are hot on anything Twitter related. We've had a load of press stories with Loyalty Law as a result of Twitter, what we've been doing there, and I'll show you some examples of that. Your competitor's already there. If you're not there, you're missing out. You need to be there. More importantly, Forrester Research, which is a massive online research organisation, says by 2011, 2012, social networks will eclipse corporate websites and CRM systems. So this is telling you that the power of these networks, people won't just go to your website and say, oh, well, ABC and Co look like a nice firm, I'm going to go to them. They'll go on Twitter and they'll see what all their friends say about ABC and Co. And they'll look at Facebook groups and fan pages, and they'll look on LinkedIn. So there's going to be other ways. It won't just be your website. For now, it pretty much is just your website, but that is changing, and it's changing rapidly. There's one thing for sure about social media. It moves very, very fast. You go on to Twitter to find out what your clients are saying about you. If you're not checking this now, you really should be, because you need to be on there nipping any bad press, bad stories in the bud, cleaning them up in the right way, and making sure that the good things being said about you. It's the transparency decade, I say, which means that you have to do the right job. You have to want to do the right job. You have to be ethical, moral. Say you're going to do something, do it well, and do it better than you say you're going to do it, undersell, over-deliver. And Twitter is very important for that. You need to be out there seeing what people are saying about you. Finally, what people thought is a fad. It's not a fad anymore. It is here to stay, and it is massive. So don't miss out. This is like, remember when domain registrations came along and you could have got solicitor.co.uk for £1, and then it was probably sold for tens of thousands. It's the same with Twitter. Protect your Twitter company name, your Twitter practice name, because otherwise it will be taken. And once you've gone, you've got to start using something that's not your cool name. So get out there and protect your name. We launched for the Loyalty Law, the Legal Oracle, a way of answering simple legal questions, and the press have picked up on it, and within a week we went to 200 followers. Now that's what I say, the press love it. So people love it and the press love it, and that's two big ticks in the box. There's Twitter search, which I'll put in the resources pack. Now that's fascinating. It tells you instantly what people are saying, what they're talking about. So you can use it for news. If you're into sports, you can see what people are saying about your football team, your cricket team, about England winning the Ashes, which is what I used it for. But for finding solicitors, you can, if you're a conveyancing solicitor, put in conveyancing solicitor. If you're, or put in even moving house. See what people are talking about. See if you can find someone that says, I don't know how I choose a solicitor for moving house. Bang, go and give them some help. Don't just sell to them. Give them some help and show how you can help them by asking the right questions to choose the right solicitor, and you hope they'll come back to you. Now, the important thing to bear in mind with Twitter is that Google's starting to incorporate Twitter results into its search. That tells you how important it is. So you need to be in Twitter. You can't ignore it. The other place you've absolutely got to be is on LinkedIn. Again, I'll put it in the resources for you. You need to be on LinkedIn to connect with other solicitors, to find solicitors that cover expertise that you don't, to generate referrals back to you and for you to them. You need to find other professionals that are linked to you that can be sending work to you and you to them. And you can join LinkedIn to connect with clients, to find new clients and get people coming to you. The important thing with all of these is that it's a giving item. You need to be looking to help people, not looking to get a quick win for yourself. Now, if you do that, go on to LinkedIn. If you haven't done so, get on there, protect your name, your personal name and your firm name, and link up with me, link up with other people, see what they do, watch and learn, and then join things like the Gazette group that talk about all sorts of things affecting the profession. Are we driving high street solicitors out of the profession? That's a debate in itself, but that's what LinkedIn is very powerful for. Now, let me give you some ideas of results. As I say, we got coverage in the Metro for Loyalty Law because of our Legal Oracle. It generates new instructions. A friend of mine, business friend of mine, has generated a potential £100,000 investment in business just by seeing a connection connected to me that they used to know that is now looking at investing in the business. So there's massive opportunities out there for you to gain business from Twitter and LinkedIn and Facebook. But what you don't want to do is be that person that you meet at networking events that is too following, and I'll show you why in a minute. Get your name protected, so say register on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, create a Facebook fan page for your firm name, even if you do nothing else with it, but at least get them going now because you need to. If you do this, if you build it in the right way, it will give you a return on investment. And you give help and you'll get people coming back to you. So what is it all really about? What's the point of it? If you just think of social media, it's forget the computer element. It's about people talking to people. It's about the basic thing that we do on a daily basis. It's about chatting. It's about talking about business. It's about talking about life. It's about networking. And when you go to a networking event, you don't want to be the networking moron. Luckily, they normally wear a badge so you can see them coming. They hold their card out front. They say, "I'm Dave. What can you do for me?" Don't be that networking moron. You've got to give. You've got to give to receive on social media. If you do that, I guarantee it will bring you business, but don't go straight in looking for the business. Go in looking to help. There are social media managers now, so if you're thinking, I don't know where to start, just start. Watch other people. Don't participate until you've got the hang of it, but do start. And we're talking about 5 or 10 minutes a day. I'm not talking about you being on Twitter all day long, ignoring your clients while you tweet your latest tweet, telling that you're going to make a coffee. So it's just about spending a small amount of time every day on here. You can get students to do it. You know, if I was struggling financially, didn't know where to start, I'd go to my university, put a posting on the board and say, help me run my law firm tweet and Facebook and LinkedIn, etc. I'm sure they'd be crying out for the money and they'd know what to do with it. And obviously in Marketing Solicitors, I'll show you how you do it, show you how you can make it work for your firm. I really am struggling time-wise. Video marketing. This is massive. 5.5 billion video views per month in February 10 in the UK. 5.5 billion video views. 43% who watch a video then click onto the username. 25% are using video for work purposes. 16% are using it to choose a supplier. And in Loyalty Law First Claims, we are constantly being told that we're chosen because I smack my ugly mug all over the place on videos. And you might think that would scare people off, but funnily enough, it seems to be something that makes them feel at ease and makes them get in touch with us. Because, going back to the approachability thing, I put myself out there, I tell them what we do, and they come on to us. So don't miss out. If you haven't started video now, make it this year. You really need to be doing videos. Again, it's like domain names. If you can definitely get ahead of the pack on videos. And more so for smaller firms and large firms, because you can just get a flip HD camera for £100 now, and it comes with its own editing software, and you can have your videos up and running instantly. So get ahead of that game. As I said, it's the main reason why we get chosen. And it's another way into the search results. I did the Golden Globe search I showed you earlier. Videos there within 2 days on the front page of Google. So what if you were doing a video commenting on a really hot topical legal issue? You too would get onto the front page of Google. Now, wouldn't that be a good thing? People would then find your website, click through. There you go. Hey, presto. Basic practical tips. I prefer homemade looking videos. A lot of mine aren't very professional. We're testing this, but people generally want to interact with people, and the more real it is, the more likely they are to contact you. Generally, there only needs to be about 2 or 3 minutes, so we're not talking about long videos. It can be a headshot, or if you're nervous, you're not happy, you can get someone to interview you. But remember, if you've got the camera yourself, no one else is in the room with you, you can record the video 500 times before you get it right. It really doesn't matter, but you need to be doing it. You can use auto-cue software. I'll put that in the pack. You can write a script, or you can just ad-lib. And to be honest, once you've done it for a while, most solicitors are confident at talking. You'll be fine. And editing, again, just one take. You don't need to edit. You can just put it straight up in its rawest form. And that, I believe, will get you better results than a posh, highly edited video with lots of flash on it. If you just did this 1 day a month, you did 3 or 4 videos 1 day a month, put them onto YouTube, put them onto your website, it will bring you more conversions of clients, and it will bring more traffic to your website. That is a fact. You can outsource professionally. I wouldn't advise it. It's about £600 a video. If you really just can't think how it can be done, then that's one way of doing it. But much better that you do it yourself, you get good at it, and as always, I'll bang on about it with Marketing Solicitors. Finally, do you remember the good old days? How did we get our message out there about our services when people didn't have the web, when they didn't know anything about the law, they would come along to good old seminars. Why did they work? Because they proved your expertise. If you could stand up for more than 5 minutes, you must know something about your subject matter. If you could build trust with the people there, because you're showing them that you're giving them information before you're asking them to instruct you. You're building loyalty. If you get your old clients coming back to you, and you stand out from the crowd. Your competitors aren't doing it. It brings in new business. Now, the thing is, no one does seminars much anymore. Some do, but it's harder to get people there. Why is that? Because we're all time-starved. We don't have any time to do this. It takes effort to get to your offices. Why should I leave my desk? Why should I leave my home and come and see you? People's buying habits have completely and radically changed. They go online looking for the information they want, and they want that information instantly. They don't want to wait. They're not prepared to wait. Now, your competitors are already using webinars. You can see an American firm there, but also a UK firm. They're using webinars because they know this is starting to be the method for people to find out more information about law firms. So until you start using webinars, you're missing out. The good thing is, really easy to use software. If you can do a PowerPoint slideshow, you can do a webinar. If you can't do a PowerPoint slideshow, but you can pick up the telephone, you can do a teleseminar. It's cheap. The software is incredibly reasonably priced. There's minimal setup. You can have a webinar set up in minutes, and you can record it, replay it at leisure. You can make people log onto your website, watch it at a later time when it's convenient for them, as I'll do it. And as you would expect, Marketing Solicitors will show you how to do it in more detail. A quick recap of what we've done, because I know there was a lot to get through. I didn't want to leave it short. There were 7 important points there. You've got to be contacting your clients. The poll showed that that's the biggest gap for you. Please start contacting your clients. Look for joint venture or referral opportunities. Pay-per-clicks is another method that a lot of you aren't using, that I assure you really should be. You've got to get to grips with pay-per-click. It's a fantastic system, and I've got this ridiculous offer going up for you in 1 second, and we'll finish just about on time. Search engine marketing, including article marketing. I'll send you that resource, but one article can be used 12 or 14 times to get you publicity. Isn't that a good thing? Social media, don't miss out. If you're not in social media now, you really are missing fantastic opportunities. Video marketing, millions of people looking at videos. I think it's the growing area for marketing, growing area and the massive opportunity for you to get ahead of the curve and to be a pioneer in terms of marketing and services. And teleseminars and webinars, it's what you need to get out there. Now, unfortunately, I can't get this video to play on the PowerPoint because speaker setup, etc. But this very nice chap, I'm going to tell you a bit about Marketing Solicitors. This chap, nice client, Tim Bishop, has been a Marketing Solicitors member for quite some time, and gave me quite a hard time at the beginning. He said, I'm not going to get any value from this. Well, 2 years later, he's given me a video saying how much value he's had, and I'll put that on a webpage for you to have a look at. I've had other people say wonderful things about it, and I say I'm not doing consultancy work now, so this is my way of giving everything I learned by marketing, first claims, loyalty law, Samson consulting, giving it back to you to say, this works, this is how you should do this for your practice, and you will get fantastic, amazing results. Now, there's people here that are doing just that, and I really want you to do the same. I know this works. I've got videos, testimonials, people say it works, but I want it to be working for you. So I've put my head together. I've come up with a ridiculous offer. Before I show you that ridiculous offer with you, basically everything I've covered in these 7 plus much more is covered in Marketing Solicitors. When you join now, whereas it used to be just monthly, you get instant access to 14 sets of resources covering how to define your offering, writing advertisements that work, website magic, free website traffic, how to generate repeat business from your existing clients, Google, how to use Google, pay-per-click, press coverage, video, social media, direct mail, teleseminars, webinars, my marketing secrets, and solicitors' sales skills. Now, I'm completely guaranteed that this will help you. I know that, but obviously I've not convinced you today to try it, but I want to convince you. So I put my head together and came up with a ridiculous offer. So here it is for you. I'll come back to those points. I'm going to get, if you join today or by Friday, I'm making it by Friday because I want you to make a decision, because I know it will work for you. If you then decide it doesn't, you get your money back. So there's no risk here. If you join by Friday, not only will you get access to Marketing Solicitors, all these resources, you get my sales process toolkit that will help you convert more leads from your already existing inquiries. So for no cost, you convert more leads. That's £69, that sells on the website. You'll get my cross-selling toolkit, 119 ways to cross-sell your services. That's £99 of value. You get the Golden Rules of Marketing Solicitors webinar, the mindset webinar that puts you on the right track to making sure all of your marketing works. Now that's £267 for a £50 investment, but that's not all. The first 25 to take me up on this offer, I'm going to give them a one-on-one consultation with me, and as I say, I'm not doing consultancy. But the first 25, I will give you a one-on-one telephone call. We will discuss any marketing aspect that you want. We'll go into it in detail, and by the end of that hour, you will have a very clear path, an action plan to follow to make things happen for you. So that's a total value of £517 for an investment of £50 for 1 month. And if at the end of that month you're not happy, you don't think you've had value from the 14 PDF resource packs, from the monthly printed resource, from all of those items, just email me and I'll send you your money back. I'm easy to find. You found me for the webinar. I'm always here. So I couldn't think of a better way of saying to you, I really want you to try this. So go to samsonconsulting.co.uk/new clients and you will find this offer for you. It will be there till Friday. Let me go back to these last couple of points. Does it work? Well, you've seen the video from Tim Bishop is on that webpage. If you think I won't be able to do it, the whole point is that I show you exactly how to do it step by step. If you think they'll do this later, I know the problem that if you don't act now, you'll forget about it, which is why the offer closes Friday. I don't need it, seen it all before. That was Tim. That was how he felt, and he told me so, and that was a challenge. So I said, join it, and let's see how you get on. He's still there 18 months, 2 years later. Cost too much, £50 a month. You should be able to recover that cost 10 or 20-fold every single month that you're a member of Marketing Solicitors. It requires too much time, work, or effort. I show you how to outsource every aspect of your marketing, but I need you to understand how to do it so you can do it properly. So what have you got to lose? I would really urge you to have a look at it, try it, test it, no risk, and see if it can work for your practice. If you've got any questions that I haven't covered in this, then please do send me an email after the event. I'll make this available to you, whether you buy Marketing Solicitors or try it, I'll make it available to you. All the resources, all the information, I will send out to you on the emails that you've registered with. So look out for that. I'll be with you in the next 24 hours. We'll be well, technology permitting. Thank you very much for your time. I hope I've been helpful to you. As I say, any other questions, just ping me a message. Thank you for your time and thanks for watching this webinar. Please go and have a look at the offer that I've got for you. I think it's an insane offer. I don't think I'll ever repeat it again. But this is how much I'm convinced it can completely transform your marketing and help you. You risk £50 for 30 days. I'll give you back that £50 if you don't believe me. That's fine. That's it. That's it in a nutshell. So give it a go. Thanks for your time, and I look forward to speaking with you soon.